Howdy everyone, this is Mei. Today's topic is transcriptions in prokaryotes. Let's start off with initiation. So in DNA, there will be two segments that will act as promoter, which are Prigsnow box and TG-TTG sequence. TG-TTG sequence mainly function as recognition sequence, while AT-rich Prigsnow box act as melting region. The subunits of RNA polymerase will assemble to form core enzyme plus a sigma cofactor for promoter recognition. The assembled RNA polymerase and sigma cofactor will bind to double-stranded DNA at the promoter region. To be precise, the sigma-4 subunit will bind to the TG-TTG sequence, while sigma-2 subunit will bind to Prigsnow box. Initially, after the binding of RNA polymerase, the double-stranded DNA hasn't unwound yet. This state is also known as closed promoter complex. The closed promoter complex will undergo spontaneous conformational change, which leads to energy-independent unwinding to form a transcription bubble. This state is also known as open promoter complex. So most of you will think that RNA polymerase will immediately start moving to carry out transcription. But that is actually not the case. After the formation of open promoter complex, short RNA fragments do start to be synthesized. However, instead of moving, the RNA polymerase remains at the promoter region. The downstream DNA is pulled into the RNA polymerase instead. Due to the DNA-RNA polymerase complex is not stable enough, further transcription is not continued. The short RNA fragment is released and the downstream DNA strand is ejected from RNA polymerase. This process is known as abortive initiation. The abortive initiation will be repeated several times until DNA-RNA polymerase complex is stable and have enough energy to continue the transcription. Sigma cofactor will dissociate from the RNA polymerase. Without sigma factor, the RNA polymerase will undergo promoter escape, which is to leave the promoter region and move along the downstream RNA strand to continue transcription. This process is also known as productive initiation. At this stage, the open promoter complex becomes transcription elongation complex. Now let's move on with elongation. So as RNA polymerase moving along downstream DNA strand, supercurls will be formed at both upstream and downstream double-stranded DNA. This supercurl will be removed by DNA topoisomerase 1 and DNA gyrase. Lastly, let's move on with termination. In the end of transcription, there will be a GC-rich palindrome sequence and short repeating AT pairs. The palindrome sequence will form a hairpin motif after being transcribed in RNA strand. This hairpin motif can destabilize the transcription elongation complex and disrupt the RNA template interaction, thus causing the RNA transcript to detach from the complex and release. This is also helped by the weak hydrogen bonding AT pairs in the end of transcript. RNA polymerase complex leave the DNA and the DNA strand are rewind back. This type of termination is also known as Roch-independent termination. Another type of termination also have GC-rich palindrome and AT repeating sequence. However, this time there is another sequence located upstream that is known as RUT sequence. The transcribed RUT sequence on the RNA strand become a binding site for a helicase known as Roch protein. This Roch protein will move along downstream of RNA transcript. Same as before, the hairpin motif will form, which cause RNA polymerase activity to be halt. The Roch protein will chase up, unwind the RNA template complex and release the RNA transcript. RNA polymerase complex leave and the DNA strand are rewind back. This type of termination is known as Roch-dependent termination. That's all for me and thank you for watching.